Have you ever waited a long time for a specific character to be released in Dragon Ball Legends? For example, let's say you're a big Vegeta fan. You love how badass he was in the show and all the iconic moments that he has to offer. And you want to be able to play as him in Dragon Ball Legends. But there's a problem. Dragon Ball Legends hasn't released that version you want yet. Or maybe they have, but he's most likely old and unusable now. So you begin to wait for a long time. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. You start to tweak out. You're beginning to lose all hope that you'll ever get that Vegeta character you want. But finally, after waiting for such a long time, Dragon Ball Legends finally releases a new Vegeta. The reveal for him is amazing. His animations are heaven sent. All hope and joy has been restored into your soul. The wait was absolutely worth it. Until... he ends up being shit on release and therefore unusable. That's what we're talking about in today's video. Characters who are dead on arrival. Let's get it. All right, the first character we're going to be talking about is Sparking Yellow Saiyan Saga Goku. Did anyone else just completely forget about this guy? This is honestly one of the most forgettable characters to ever come out in this game. If I'm being completely honest, I wasn't even going to talk about this Goku in this video. It wasn't until I did a little bit more research and I just saw this Goku and I was like, oh yeah, this guy. Not only is this Goku forgettable, he is absolutely atrocious. This guy has nothing going for him. His defenses, terrible. His damage, absolute horseshit. And guess what? He doesn't even have base card draw speed. Huh? I'm going to repeat that again because I don't think you guys understand how drastic that is. This Goku, who came out in 2024, doesn't have base card draw speed. A 2024 character doesn't have base card draw speed. There are characters in this game who are literally years older than this guy, and even they have base card draw speed. And this isn't even the worst thing about this character. The worst thing about this Goku is, in order for him to actually be usable, you need to have a dead ally on your team.
Wrap it up. Exit that way. Thank you. These, get the fuck out of here.
Whenever a character's full abilities are locked behind you needing a dead ally, they're already ass. Just don't even bother using them. Another thing that makes this Goku just so absolutely garbage is one of his abilities. When an enemy uses a Rising Rush or an ultimate card, he reduces his own sub count by 10. So that means whenever your opponent uses a Rising Rush or an ultimate card, you're able to switch into this Goku immediately, which is literally the exact opposite of what you want to be doing with this character. Like I just said, in order for this Goku to be good, you need to have a dead ally on your team. So you want to be keeping this Goku alive at all times, yet his ability is made for him to be a sacrifice. Like, what? I don't understand. What his ability should have been was, instead of his own sub count reducing, it should have been his teammates, so you can sack one of them off so this Goku can get stronger. Like, I feel like that's just simple logic, but I don't know, the brilliant mind of the development team of Dragon Ball Legends, that's just, I don't know, we're not on their level. The only positive thing I'll say about this Goku is his animations are fire as hell for a Sparking unit. Like, these animations are LF worthy. Why couldn't this Goku just have been an LF instead? Like, this is, what a waste of a character. All right, the next character we're going to be talking about is Red LF Transforming Z Broly. Legends did this Broly so dirty, man. This Broly is our first ever LFZ Broly we have ever gotten 6 years into this game, and he's not even top 10 on release. Like, are you serious? So when this Broly came out, it was very clear that this guy was a glass cannon. He had very good combo potential and he was able to do lots of damage. But as for his defenses, they were terrible. And since this Broly released during a meta where everyone was like dying to one combo and getting one shot by ultimates, thanks to characters like Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Fusing Super Vegeta who would just snipe you with this Rising Rush, and just other dominant characters at the time, this Broly just really didn't stand a chance. Another big issue that this Broly has is his cover change mechanic. His cover change mechanic is basically just like Ultra UI Goku's, where it stops the enemy from switching in, but it is 10 times worse. The big difference between the two is when Ultra UI Goku uses it, he locks both of the enemies in to where there is no chance of escape. This guy is going to one-shot snipe you with his ultimate. As for Broly's mechanic, it makes your substitution count go up by 10. But here's the kicker with this. It only does it for one of your teammates. So his whole mechanic is just meant for nothing. And this mechanic can actually be pretty good. All Legends had to do was to make it where both teammates can get hit by 10 substitution counts. Well, actually not 10, that would probably be way too broken, but like 5. Make it to where both of your enemies get hit with 5 substitution counts so they can't switch in at all. But for some reason, they only made it to where one enemy gets 10 substitution counts up. It makes no sense. But even despite all this, Broly could still potentially cook in some situations. I believe he does get type neutral. I think it's on blue card or somewhere in his kit, but I believe he can go type neutral. So having that really helps with dealing with characters like Fusion Super Vegito. And his blue card hit like a truck. Like, I've seen so many times where his blue card just straight up one one-shot characters. But like I said, he's the definition of a glass cannon. He was able to do all this damage, but he gets touched once, it's wraps. But anyways, that's all I gotta say about Z Broly. Again, this one really bugs me because he could have been so much better than what he was. Like, why couldn't they just have made him an offensive and defensive powerhouse like he was in the movie? Even with all the Z fighters combined, hitting him with attack after attack, it did nothing.
Hey man, you need to sit your mother ass.
Like, he took a Kamehameha point blank to the face and smiled. Meanwhile, in Legends, if Broly gets hit with one card, he's basically crippled for the rest of the fight. Like, bro, I just want to play as lore-accurate Broly. Is that too much to ask? Alright, the next character we're going to be talking about is Yellow LF Bardock. Just like Z Broly, this was our first ever Legends Limited Bardock in the game, and Legends did him so dirty, like, bro. One of the main reasons why this Bardock was just doomed to fail from the start was because he came out when this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy were in their prime. Ultra Super Gogeta. I'm sure I don't even need to explain how broken this guy was in this prime. Absolutely ridiculous. Tag Blue Bros, the first ever tag character we have gone into the game. And since tag characters have reverse element factor, meaning since they're a purple character and you go over to the Vegeta side, they're able to have advantage over yellow characters. And Bardock being a yellow character, he was cooked. Sword of Trunks, an absolute defensive juggernaut, and he just did so much damage. Again, Bardock couldn't do anything. LFU Zamasu. During this time, El Zamasu actually wasn't as seen as often as he was before, and that's due to Ultra Super Gogeta and Sword of Hope Trunks being able just to keep him in check. But if you didn't have Ultra Super Gogeta or Sword of Hope Trunks to protect you, then prepare for those divine godly back shots because Zamasu just ripped apart this Bardock like paper. It is honestly tragic. And of course, we have LF Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who was basically the best defense character we have ever gotten at the time. Bardock just couldn't even put a dent in him. It was embarrassing. As if it wasn't clear enough, Bardock pretty much had no place in this meta at all. Like, why would you prioritize using this Bardock over any of the characters I just listed? And trust me, I wouldn't even be saying this if Bardock was actually good on release. He wasn't. He was hot ass. He just did not provide anything special to the table, and most of his kit was locked behind him having a dead ally.
This nigga is trash.
Like I said earlier, if a character's kit is locked behind them having a dead ally, it's already over for them. They're cooked. And it just sucks to see. Like I said, this was the first ever LF Bardock we've gone to the game, and they couldn't even give him the decency of being top 10 at least. Even despite all this, I've actually seen a lot of clips where people were doing 1v3s with this Bardock. Like, he actually is a pretty solid character once he gets those death buffs. But again, needing a dead ally in order for you to be good is always an L. Like, there's never any time where that's good. But yeah, this Bardock deserved better, man. And it honestly really hurts to see that even after he got his Plat and a Zenkai, it still wasn't enough to make him good. Like, justice for Bardock, man. Like, this is unacceptable. Alright, we're entering into hot waters with this one. This next character is very controversial, and that is none other than the new LF Yellow Transforming Goku Black. There have been multiple different opinions about this guy since he dropped 2 weeks ago. Like, I have not seen this level of division within the community since Revival UI Goku. But unlike this Goku Black, UI Sign Goku was actually good. You have half of the community saying that this Goku Black is at least top 10 and he can cook once he gets to a certain amount of stars. And then there's the other half of the community saying that he's trash and he needs to be emergency buffed just like Go Frieza was back in the day. And I completely agree. This Goku Black is ass, bro. Now, before all the Goku Black lasers skin me alive and burn me at the stake, please at least hear me out. This Goku Black is essentially just a knockoff version of LF Super Baby 2, but he is just a million times worse. It is insane. So because of that, I'm going to be comparing this Goku Black to Super Baby 2 a lot because they're basically the same character. All right, let's talk about Goku Black pre-transformation. Goku Black pre-transformation is like mediocre at best. When you fill up his gauge, he's able to heal and have disrupt, so, you know, like the bare minimum. But Goku Black's green card, bro, oh my God, that shit is trash. Call me crazy, but this might be the worst green card we have gotten this entire year. It is so bad. First of all, his green card is a counter type green card, which is already pretty difficult to land. You have to either time it perfectly right or make a gamble and guess what your opponent is going to use. And if you get it wrong, it's GG's, it's over. If you actually do manage to land the green card, then it takes away all your enemy's ki and removes their vanish. But here's the thing with that. The green card doesn't seal main abilities, meaning all your opponent has to do is pop their main ability to get their ki back and just counterattack right back at Goku Black. Now, I already know what you're going to say. Oh, what if Goku Black lands his green card before a character has their main ability? That's not a problem either. Characters nowadays have so much form of ki recovery and just such low card cost that they can just get enough ki back to use a card and counterattack. Like, there is no payoff with this green card at all. Like, why even use it? Like, who thought they were cooking when they made this shit? Like, it's so bad. And this is such an easy fix. All they had to do to make this green card good was just to make it to where you can start a combo off of it. Like LF Super Baby 2, if you manage to land his counter green card, that's a free combo right there. Counter green cards are not that easy to land. Like, they're not like extremely hard to do, but it takes some timing and it takes some accuracy. So landing cards like that should have a big payoff, and Goku Black just doesn't provide that at all. All right, let's move on to post-transform Goku Black. We're also going to be talking about his gauge, because oh boy, does it have its issues. Once Goku Black transforms, he doesn't really get much better. I will mention it is good that this Goku Black is able to remove buffs on ultimate and rushes when she transforms. So that does actually provide a lot of value to his character. But even that is not saving him from the problems he has. The biggest issue with this Goku Black character as a whole is that damn gauge of his. His gauge is so unnecessarily tedious to refill. It's almost like doing a chore. Unlike LF Baby, where he can easily refill his gauge since he has a ranged blue card, this Goku Black struggles to do that because even after he transforms, he's still stuck with a melee blue card. That means you have to sacrifice other characters' combos in order to switch into this Rose just to refill his gauge. For example, you're using the new LF Vegito Blue. This Vegito Blue is meant to combo for long periods of time. And let's say you have a blue card in your hand when you're comboing with this Vegito, but you want to save it for, like, I don't know, for just some other play. Well, too bad. If you have Rose on your team and he needs his gauge refilled, you're going to have to switch into Rose and waste that blue card, which could have been used for some sort of other play, whatever the situation is. Okay, well, since Rose's blue card isn't good, what about his green card? Once Rose transforms, his green card goes from a counter green to a ranged green card. Surely that's much better, right?
No.
Surely enough, this green card also has problems too. Once you land the green card, sure, it resets your gauge, but you only get one card from it. Yes, you only get one card. Uno card, bro. So if you're in a situation where you had no cards in your hand and you use the green card, you can't even start a combo with this guy because he only gets one card. Like, what the hell? Unlike LF Baby, where he gets 3 new cards if you have no cards in your hand when you land his green card, Goku Black only gets one. A 2024 headlining Celebration LF only gets one card off of a long-range green. Are we dead ass right now? They have completely failed as Goku Black. I have seen such levels of copium for this guy. It is just like, there's no way people are actually defending this character. This guy needs to be emergency buffed immediately. And the fact that this guy just came out 2 weeks ago and is a headlining LF for the 2024 Legends Festival, and he's this underwhelming, absolutely tragic. Hashtag buff Goku Black. All right, the next character we're going to be talking about is LF God Goku. I think this Goku might be the most glazed unit ever in this game. Like, the amount of cope I've seen when this guy first dropped and people were trying to defend him, even to this day, it's just so funny. Trust me, I love Goku just as much as the next guy. But if the Goku Glazers weren't always sucking his dick and would just open their eyes for just 1 second, they would realize he was cooked the moment he was released. So this Goku is one of those characters that wants to combo for very long periods of time. But the problem with those types of characters is that they never usually last long. I'm looking at you, Evoken. But looking at this Goku's kit, he was actually a pretty good character. Not amazing, but he was pretty good. He has a really good AoE green card, which restores some of your Vanish gauge, gives you Ki, an extra card, and cover null. This Goku also has the exact same gauge, just like LF Purple Cell. But once his gauge is full, he's able to go type neutral. And once you reset it, he's also able to get an extra card so you can continue the combo. He also has a lot of ways to get Vanish back too. Every strike card you're using, it restores a bit of your Vanish. I also think this happens on blast cards as well, but I'm not sure. Let me know if I'm wrong. He's able to go type neutral on his blue card, which is also long range, so you can just snipe a lot of characters with it. And just a bunch of other stuff he's doing. Like, it sounds pretty solid on paper. Like, he was pretty solid. I will say there is something really annoying about this character that did play a part into why this guy was just cooked on release. And it's the fact that he doesn't get Ki on entry. A 2024 anniversary headlining character does not get Ki on entry. Legends, hello, what the fuck are we doing here? And like I mentioned before, this character is meant to combo for long periods of time. And the fact that he's not getting Ki on entry, meaning he's gonna struggle to even get a combo started. Like, seriously? Again, this is further example of the genius minds of the Legends development team. Just, we'll never be on their level of intelligence. But that's not the main reason for this Goku's demise. The real reason why this Goku was cooked on Arrival was because of this guy. A purple LF Gohan unit. This poor Goku never stood a chance. I'm not going to, and I don't even want to explain how broken this Gohan was when he released. Just know that as I'm recording this, 5 months after both of them released, he is still a top 10 character. And we already know if it's a Gohan unit, he's just going to be broken. That's just like that every time. Legends loves Gohan for some reason. And like I mentioned before, the fact that this Gohan was a purple unit and Godku was green, yeah, beyond cooks. Even though Godku had ways to go type neutral, it still didn't save him. Gohan was just so oppressive. Oh, but it is far from over from that. No, the party is just getting started. Right after this Gohan was done violating Godku's cheeks, there was another purple character that would release 2 weeks later that wanted a turn. That's right, our favorite monkey boy, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Again, I don't want to explain how broken this guy is. You guys know what he does. You guys know how stupid he is. I hate both Gohan and this Gogeta so much. Even looking at them right now as I'm editing this is making my head hurt. Like, this Goku was getting clapped from the front and back by two of the most oppressive purple units we have ever gone in this entire game. Like, what was he supposed to do, bro? This is so messed up. This is so wrong. And again, just like Bardock and Z Broly, this is our first ever LF iteration of this character. And this is what they do to him. Legends has to stop doing this shit, bro. I don't understand why they keep releasing these characters for the first time and they make them unusable, or they get countered by two of the most broken characters in the game. Please make it make sense. All right, guys. It's finally time to talk about the last character of the video. And trust me, I saved the best for last because this guy is just in a completely different league of his own. I'm pretty sure you know who it is by now, but still. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado,
are you ready now? To witness a power not seen for thousands of years?
You're nothing but just a goddamn neat.
I am Super Vegeta.
Oh, you digging in me. You digging in me.
that's right, everyone. The Prince of all mid has finally arrived. LF Super Vegeta. A video like this couldn't have been completed without a Vegeta character. It's inevitable. Vegeta and trash go together like peanut butter and jelly. They are inseparable. This character, man, where does one even begin with the likes of the great LF Super Vegeta? Similar to Goku and Evoken, LF Vegeta is one of those characters where you want to be comboing for long periods of time. But as always in Vegeta fashion, he somehow manages to be even worse than both of them. One of the main problems with this Vegeta when he released was his defenses. His defenses are probably the worst out of any character we have gotten this year. Okay, maybe any character is a stretch because characters like Yellow Saiyan Saga Goku and other obscure sparking characters that I can't think of right now exist. But as for LF characters, he definitely has the worst defenses out of any LF character we've gotten this year. It's even worse than Broly, and we've already talked about how bad Broly's defenses are. And just like LF Broly, Super Vegeta came out during a meta where if you got touched once, you were done for. We had such high damage dealing characters running around like LF Beast Gohan, Goku and Bardock, and of course, LF Super 17. It was almost like a magic trick. If you got touched by one of those characters once, you would just watch all of Vegeta's health disappear. The next problem we're going to be talking about, and is pretty much the main reason why this guy was dead on arrival, is because his unique gauge takes way too long to fill up. Vegeta, before he gets his unique gauge, feels like a character fresh out of 2021, bro. He is actually atrocious. No cover null, no damage, no tanking, nothing. He literally does nothing. Trying to stay alive with this guy pre-unique gauge was actually probably the hardest thing to do in this game ever. It was actually like a real challenge. And that unique gauge filling up is crucial for this Vegeta to be usable. The entirety of this Vegeta's kit is revolved around you filling up that unique gauge. But the fact that he was so bad before he got it, it just made it damn near impossible. Like I said, characters like Super 17, if he touches you one time, say goodbye to your Vegeta. You're either just gonna straight up die from his combo or just be severely weakened for the rest of the fight. Once you did actually end up filling up Vegeta's gauge, then he was pretty decent. He goes type neutral, he finally is able to get cover null, he gets extra card draw speed and all this other stuff. But even after getting all these buffs from his unique gauge, he still had problems. A really big problem with this Vegeta is that he didn't have enough key recovery. Key recovery is a crucial piece of the puzzle for characters that want to combo for long periods of time. And the fact that Vegeta doesn't have enough of it, he's not really going to be dishing out combos. And while we're on the topic of him not being able to do combos, he also doesn't have enough card cost. Most characters that combo for long periods of time have their card cost reduced, so they can use less and less key for each card, so they can continue combos. And this Vegeta doesn't even have that. Like, he literally cannot do what he's made to be doing. He actually has no purpose. Another problem that I want to highlight with this Vegeta is actually his ultimate. So after it being missing for years, they decided to bring back projectile ultimates and give it to this Vegeta. for some reason. I don't know why. But the problem with that was there was a certain top tier character at the time that I've mentioned like multiple times now that can absorb projectiles.
Nobody can beat me when I'm super.
It's not very common, but I have seen scenarios where Super 17 just straight up absorbs Vegeta's ultimate. Like, poor Vegeta, man. You just cannot catch a break. Similar to a lot of characters in this video, Vegeta just had no place in this meta. Why would you use him, a character that struggles to do his main purpose, which is comboing, over characters like Goku and Bardock, Beast Gohan, Super 17? And the answer is you're not. And just to add extra salt to the wound, literally a week later, Legends decided to release Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Does Dragon Ball Legends hate Vegeta, guys? I don't know. You tell me. This poor Vegeta was just too underwhelming to make a significant impact on the meta. He just was done for. To this day, I will never forgive Legends for ruining this iconic moment for Vegeta. Like, fuck off, bro. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Before we end off, I do want to give a shout out to all the people who provided gameplay for me. This video, like, could not have been possible without them. So please go check out their channels in the description. Show them some love. If you guys agreed with me or just have completely different opinions about what I said throughout this video, go ahead and leave a comment because I like replying to you guys and just seeing what you guys have to say. And another thing is, if you want a part 2 of this video, let me know as well, because I know I didn't put that many characters on this list. It was only like 6. I was originally planning to do 10, but I felt like the video would have been way too long if I did. So if you want a part 2 or just something else like this video, go ahead and let me know. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.